Hello. Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 5 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 5 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiply fractions. The lessons we're going to cover today are multiply fractions by whole number using number lines, multiply fractions by whole number using models, multiply two fractions using models, fill in the missing factor, multiply unit fractions and whole numbers sorting. So let's just start with the first lesson. Okay, here I am on grade 5 math. The chapter we're working on is multiply fractions. So let's just start with the lesson, that is multiply unit fractions by whole number using number line. So basically you're going to learn how do we multiply the fractions with whole numbers, and you have to multiply using the number line. So you can see here the model shows the product of 9 and 1 over 5, right? Complete the multiplication sentence that makes match the model. Okay, you can see here you have 9 over 5, right? Because this model shows the product of 9 and 1 over 5, right? So you can say 9 times 1 by 5. You can count these arrows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means you multiply 9 times. So it will be 9 times 1 by 5, and 9 times 1 by 5 makes 9 over 5, right? We just look at the other example. The model shows the product of 7 and 1 over 2, right? So you have to do 7 and 1 over 2. You can start from here. Just count the arrows. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you end up here on 7 over 2, right? That means 7 times 1 over 2 equals 7 over 2. So 7 times 1 by 2 equals 7 over 2, right? Okay, the next one is the model shows the product of 8 and 1 over 4, right? So just look at here. You have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You have 8 arrows and you end up on 8 over 4. That means 8 times 1 by 4 equals 8 over 4, right? So you just have the practice questions. You don't have the tutorial for practice questions for this lesson. So you can find the lesson on the book and do as many practice questions as you can, right? So let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, the next lesson is multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using models. So we have done with using number lines. Now you have to do the same thing. You have to do this by the models, using models, right? Which model represents 2 times 1 over 4, right? So first you have to find 2 times 1 over 4. It is, so you have to do 2 times 1 over 2, right? So you have to do whenever you have a whole number, like 2 is a whole number and you are going to multiply whole number with a fraction. So you have to, you don't have any denominator of 2, right? So if you do not have any denominator for any number, that means its denominator is 1. So just 2 numerator time numerator, 2 times 1 is 2, and denominator time denominator, that is 4 times 1 is 4, right? So that means that means it is 2 over 4. You have to find the model here. 2 out over 4 means the two total portions are 4, and out of the 4 just 2 of them are colored, right? So this one is the correct option, right? You can see this is the correct option. Okay, let's just look at the next one. Which model represents the product 4 times 1 over 7? Okay, 4 times 1 over 7. First, let's just multiply them, right? 4 times 1 over 7. So you don't have any denominator for 4. That means it is 1. You have to do numerator times numerator. 4 times 1 is 4 and 7 times 1 is 7, right? Now you have to select the model. The total portions of the model would be 7 and just 4 of them are colored, right? So the correct option is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You can see this one is the correct option because the figure has total 7 portions, just 4 of them are colored. So the correct option is okay. Let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, which model represents the product 2 times 1 over 3? Okay, let's just do 2 times 1 over 3 plus let's just multiply them, right? So you have to do numerator time numerator and denominator time denominator. You have to do times 1 is 2 and 3 times 1 is 3. That means the model has total 3 portions. Out of 3, 2 of them are. So you have to select the one that has total 3 portions and 2 of them are colored. Okay, you're given 3 of the options. Okay, so option number 1 is the correct option. 2 times 1 over 3. That means you have 2 portions and they both have 1 out of third is colored. This is option number 1, right? Either you can select the one that has 3 portions and 2 of them are colored, and either you can select 2 figures with 1 is colored out of 3. So that would be option number 1, right? Okay. The next one is which model represents the product 3 times 1 over 5. So 1 over 5 means the model must have 5 portions and only one is colored, right? And 3 times 1 by 5 means you have 3 models like this, right? So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So option number 1 is the correct option. You can see we have 3 models and all of them have 5 portions, just one is colored, so it represents 3 times 1 over 5. Okay, so okay, I forgot to click on OK button. Okay, which model represents the product 2 times 1 over 7? So which is the correct option? Okay, 2 times 1 over 7. Let's just calculate the product, right? So you have to do 2 times 1 over 7. So 2 don't have any denominator, so its denominator is 1. Just do numerator time numerator. 2 times 1 is 2 and 7 times 1 is 7, right? So that means you have a shape with 7 portions. So that means you have to select the one that has 7 portions and 2 of them are colored. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is the correct one, right? You have two options. Either this one, 7 portions and 2 of them are colored, or either you have two shapes and for both you have 7 portions and only one is colored, like you did two questions before this one, right? Okay. Which model represents 4 times 1 over 3? Okay, 4 times 1 over 3. Let's just calculate the product first. 4 times 1 over 3. So just two numerator time numerator. 4 times 1 is 4 and 3 times 1 is 3, right? So when you divide 4 by 3, it would be 3 times 1 is 3 and you are left with 1 here. So it is 1 whole 1 over 3. 1 whole means you have one complete figure colored, right? 1 whole means this one is 1 whole, right? And then you have 1 over 3, you have, that means you have 3 portions and just one is colored. So this one is the correct option. The whole colored means that represents 1. It is, and it represents 1 whole 1 over 3. That represents 1 and that represents 1 out of 3. So together it is 1 whole 1 over 3, right? Okay, let's just move on to next one. Okay, which model represents the product 4 times 1 over 7? So which is the correct option? So 4 times 1 over 7 means 4 out of 7, right? So you have a figure with 7 portions, 4 of them are colored. So it would be this one, right? This represents 4 out of 7. Okay, which model represents the product 2 times 1 over 4? So which is the correct option? 2 times 1 over 4 means you have 2 out of 4, right? The total portions are 4, just 2 of them are colored. So which is the correct option? Which model represents 2 times 1 over 4? So which is the correct option? So that means it is 2 out of 4. That means the total portions are 4, just 2 of them are colored. So it would be this one with the green color. So second option is the correct option, right? If you already know the answers, you can just write down the answers in the chat box. Okay, 2 times 1 over 9. 2 times 1 over 9 means 2 out of 9, right? That means the figure has 9 portions, just two of them are colored. So you can see this one, just two of them are colored, right? So the second option is the correct option, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, the next one is multiply two fractions using models. Fill in the missing factor. Okay, you have to do the same thing. You have to multiply two fractions using model, but you have to fill in the missing factor, right? Okay, let's just start with the first questions. Last week, Avery ran 8 laps around the lake. Denise ran 3 by 4, as many laps around the lake as Avery did. How many laps around the lake did Dennis run? Okay, so Avery did 8 laps, right? And Dennis ran 3 by 4, as many laps as around the lake as Avery. That means you have to multiply 3 by 4 times 8, because Avery did 8 and Dennis did 3 by 4 times that Avery did. That is 3 by 4 times 8. So let's just calculate 3 by 4 times 8. 3 by 4 times 8, right? So let's just multiply. 8 times 3 is 24 and 24 divided by 4. So you have to count the table of 4 until 24. So which is the correct option? So 24 over 4 is 6. So the correct option is 6, right? That means how many laps around the lake did that means Denise ran in total 6 laps, right? Okay, let's just look at the other question. A group of farmers planted 10 fields of vegetables. Of the fields they planted, half were planted with cabbage. How many fields of cabbage did the farmer plant? So you have to do half times 1 by 2 times 10, because the total farm fields are 10, right? So half of them are with cabbage, so you have to do half times 10, right? 1 by 2 times 10, so it is 1 over 2 times 10. So you don't have any denominator for 10, that means then definitely it is 1. So 10 times 1 is 10 and 2 times 1 is 2, so 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So the correct option is 5, right? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, Mike's lemon cookie recipe calls for fifth of a cup of sugar. How many sugar would Mike use to make 5 batch of cookies? So for one batch, he have to use 4 by 5. So for 5 batch, how much sugar he have to use? You have to do 5 times 4 over 5, right? You have to do 4 by 5 times 5, right? 5 times 1 is 5 and you're left with 4. That means the question is how many cookies can we make in 5 batches? It would be 4 cookies, right? That means in the batch, they will make just 4 cookies. So the correct option is 4. A cookie factory puts 2/5 of a barrel of flour into each batch of cookies. How much flour will the factory uses for 8 batch? So which is the correct option? You have to calculate 2/5 of 8, right? Let's just calculate 2/5 of 8, right? So just multiply them. 8 times 2 is 16 and 5 times 1 is 5. So let's just divide. Here you have 16 and here you have 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 16 minus 15 is 1. So that means the answer is this is the whole number 3 whole 1 out of 5. The correct option is 3 whole 1 out of 5. Very good. Okay, the next one is okay, the next one is Jackie made strawberry jam and raspberry jam. So she made enough strawberry jam to fill 10 jars. If she made half as much raspberry jam as strawberry jam, how many jars will the raspberry jam fill? Total jars are 10. So half of 10 is, so yes, that would be 5. Very good. The correct option is 5. Okay, the next one is Colton uses half of a cup of vinegar in his salad dressing recipe. How much vinegar would Colton use to make two recipes? So which is the correct term you have to do? 2 times 1 over 2. So which is the correct option? So you have to do half of 2, right? Yeah, very good. That means you just have to use 1 cup of vinegar, right? Okay, Leslie is making calzones to sell at her restaurant. So she starts with 8 cans of tomato sauce and then use half of the cans for the first batch of calzones. How many cans of tomato sauce did Leslie use for the first batch of calzones? So you have to do half of 8 is, which is the correct option? You have to do half of 8, right? So half of 8 is 4. That means in the first batch, you have to use 4 cans of the tomato sauce, right? So the correct option is 4. Very good. Okay, Mario went to the candy store and bought 4 pounds of candy. If half of Mario's candy was chocolate, how many pounds of chocolate candy did Mario buy? So which is the correct option? You have to calculate half of 4. Okay, so half of 4 is 2. That means just 2 of the pounds of chocolate candy Mario buy is chocolate candy he buy is just 2 kgs, right? Very good. Okay, a factory makes sheet of metal that are two-thirds of an inch thick. If a worker work in the factory makes a stack of 10 of the sheets, how Many inches thick will the stack be. So, which is the correct option? So, you have to do 2/3 of 10, right? 2 by third, because a factory makes sheet of metal that are 2/3 of an inch, right? The total are 10. You have to do 10 times 2/3, right? You have to do 10 times 2/3, right? Just multiply. It would be 10 times 2 is 20 divided by 3 and divide 20 over 3. So 3 times what number is 20? Okay, so just divide 3 times. 6 is 18 and 20 divided by 18 is 2. So it would be 6 whole 2 over 3. So the correct option is 6 whole 2 over 3. That would be, I think, second option. 6 whole 2 over 3. Second one is the correct one, right? Okay, I forgot to click on OK button. Okay, the next one is on Friday. Matt sold 4 pitchers of lemonade from his lemonade stand. On Saturday, he sold half as many lemonade as on Friday. How many pitchers of lemonade did Matt sell on Sunday? So you have to do 4 times 1 over 2, right? So 4 times 1 over 2 equals, which is the correct option? So it is 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4 over 2. That means 2. So the correct option is 2. Okay, the next one is Manuel operates a hot dog stand. On Wednesday, he used 3/5 of a bag of hot dog buns. On Thursday, he used 2 times as many hot dogs bun as on Wednesday. How many bags of hot dog buns did Manuel use on Thursday? So, which is the correct option? So, which is the correct option? Yes, it is 1 whole 1 over 5. Very good. The correct option is 1 whole 1 over 5. The cattle at the cattle farm are fed 10 bales of hay every day. The horses are fed 2/3 as many hay as the cattle's. So you have to calculate 2/3 of 10. So which is the correct option? So it is very good. It is 6 whole 2 over 3. Okay, we're done with the lesson. Let's just start with the next one. You can complete the test questions by yourself later today. Let me just start with the next lesson. Hold on. Okay, the next lesson is Multiply unit fractions and whole numbers sorting. Okay, sorting means you have to arrange, like you have to arrange them from least to greatest and from greatest to least. Okay, let's just start with the is each product less than 1, equal to 1, or greater than 1. So you have to see if these products are less than 1, greater than 1, or equal to 1. So let's just start with the first one, right? You have to 4 times 1 over 4. So let's just multiply and see. 4 times 1 over 4. The next one is 3 times 1 over 3. And the next one is 1 over 4 times 5. Okay, let's just start with from here. 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 1 is 4, and 4 divided by 4 is 1, right? Just look at the second one. 3 times 1 is 3, and 3 times 1 is 3. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay, let's just look at this one. 5 times 1 is 5 and 4. When you divide, it is 4 times 1 is 4. You have 1 here. You get this 1 whole 1 over 4. That means this is greater than 3. You have 1 whole and 1 by 4, right? And these two are equal to 3, right? So just put them in equal to 1 portion, that is 4 times 1 over 4 and 3 times 1 over 4, and the greater than 1 is 5 times 1 over 4, right? Let's just start with the practice questions. Okay, is each product less than 1, equal to 1, or greater than 1? Okay, let's just look at the first one. 3 times 1 over 3. So 3 times 1 over 3, 3 and 3 cancel out, you are left with 1, right? That means 3 times 1 over 3 is equal to 1. So here it is, 3 times 1 over 3. Okay, then you have 1 times 1 over 3. So 1 times any number equals the same number, right? So 1 times 1 by 3 is 1 over 3. So 1 over 3 is less than 1. You have just one portion out of 3. So it is 1 over 3 is less than 1, right? Then you have to do 4 times 1 over 4. So 4 times 1 over 4 is 4 over 2, and that equals greater than 1, right? That means it is greater than 1, right? So 4, 1 over 2 times 4 is 2. That means 1 over 2 times 4 is greater than 1. So it is 1 whole 1 over 3. Yes, option number 1 is the correct option. There it is 1 whole 1 over 3, 3 times 1 over 3, and 1 whole 2, 1 by 2 times 4, right? Okay, in each product, is each product less than 1, equal to 1, or greater than 1? So the first one is 3 times 1 over 4. 3 times 1 over 4. The second one is 2 times 1 over 4. 2 times 1 over 4, and 1 times 1 over 2. Okay, let's just see here. You have 3 times 1 is 3, 3 over 4, right? You can see the numerator is greater than, numerator is smaller than denominator. 3 is less than 4, right? That means it must be less than 1. Then you have 2 times 1 over 2, 2 over 4. Again, numerator is less than denominator. That would be again less than 4, right? Less than 1. Then again you have 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is, 1 is less than 2. So if you have numerator less than denominator, that means they all are less than 1. So they all are in first box, right? Because they all are less than 1. So they all are in the first box. Okay, is each product less than 1 equal to 1 or greater than 1? So they are 5, 1 by 2 times 5, 1 over 2 times 5, 2 times 1 over 3 and 5 times 1 over 4, right? Let's just solve them. Okay, 5 over 2. You can see denominator is greater than numerator. Numerator is greater than denominator. 5 is greater than 2, right? That means it is greater than 1. Then 3 times 2 times 1 is 2, 2 over 3. 2 is less than 3. That means this one is less than 1. 5 times 1 is 5 over 4. 5 is greater than 4. That means 5 by 2 and 5 by 4 are greater than 1. So 5 over 2 is greater than 1. First two, no. First one and third one are in the third box. Yes, the second option is the correct one, right? So just be careful, it's a bit tricky. You just have to see which one you have to place in which box, right? Okay, 4 times 1 over 4, that is exactly 1, right? So it would be in the first, in the second one. 4 times 1 over 4 is exactly 1, right? Then you have 3 times 1 over 3, again that is exactly 1. And the last one is 5, 1 over 4 times 5. So 1 over 4 times 5 is 5 over 4. That must be greater than 1. So it would be 5 times 1 over 4. If numerator is greater than denominator, that means answer must have a 1. So it would be first and no, first 2 in the second box. Yes, option number 2 is the correct option, right? Okay, is each product less than 1 equal to 1 or greater than 1? Okay, so first one is 4 times 1 by 3, that is greater than 1 because numerator is greater than denominator. Then you have 3, 1 by 4 times 3, it is less than 1 because 3 over 4, 3 is less than 4. Then you have 4 whole 1 over 4, they makes just 1. So it would be here. So option number 2 is the correct option. You can see the first one in the third box, the second one in the first box, and third one in the second. So option number 2 is the correct option, right? Okay, we are done with the lesson. So we are working on grade 5 math, grade 6 math, sorry. So we are working on grade 5 math. We the chapter we have worked on is multiply fractions. The lessons we have covered today are multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using number lines, multiply unit fractions by whole numbers using models, multiply two fractions using model, fill in the missing factor, and multiply unit fractions and whole numbers sorting. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the test questions for the lessons we did today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9. So if you have any question, you can please ask. No questions? Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.